Hello and welcome to Runkle of the Bailey. My name is Ian Runkle. I'm a Canadian criminal defense and firearms lawyer. So there's been a new update in the case of Proven Industries versus Trevor McNally. And if you haven't been following this one, this is a lock manufacturer, Proven Industries, who basically challenged Trevor McNally, who picks locks for a living, and said essentially that he wouldn't try to pick their locks because he only goes after the easy ones. So he picked their locks, and then they sued him because they said, "You made it look too easy." That's kind of a rough synopsis. Anyway, there's been an update, and I'm really excited to see an update drop because I'm looking forward to following this case. I figure it's going to provide months or years of entertainment. And Proven Industries has filed a notice of voluntary dismissal, which is bad for me because I really think this case is hilarious, but it's good for Proven Industries. It is pretty much the first smart thing they've done in this whole case is to stop the case. Now, this of course happens while I'm away. I'm at a conference, so I'm in a hotel. I've got terrible audio visual stuff. So I apologize for that. But let's talk about this voluntary dismissal. It doesn't appear that this is as a result of any sort of settlement, because if there's a settlement, you'd expect that this would be a dismissal with prejudice. Whereas instead, it's a dismissal without prejudice. What's the difference? The without prejudice dismissal that they filed, they can refile later. And I kind of hope they do because it's been a source of much amusement for me, but I don't think they will. But they're maintaining that right or that available option, and that is probably because if Mr. McNally keeps making videos, they might decide, you know what, we really do miss suing him. Even though it was super embarrassing to us, we just miss it so bad. So they're keeping that option on the table. They're saying we reserve the right to sue you in future if we change our minds. I hope that this is a sign that Proven Industries has really grabbed a clue and has figured out that this is not going to work out for them, but we don't know, and we'll have to see. Now, there's one other thing, which is that they have said, listen, we want only one other issue to still be ruled on. And that issue is that they want a ruling on their motion to seal. So I previously covered this. They asked for an order to seal a big long list of documents. It includes basically their application for a preliminary injunction, all of the documents used in support of that. It's a huge long list, and so the reason why they want the motion to seal is because they say, listen, people are harassing us, and they might use these documents to harass us. The problem is that all of these documents have already been publicly released. In fact, most of these documents are available on courtlistener.com, where they're just right there for the public, because Proven Industries failed to ask for them to be sealed or redacted in the first place, which I don't know why. If these needed to be sealed, they needed to be sealed before the public got copies of them, because I have copies of everything. The one thing that isn't on courtlistener.com is the transcript. And the transcript, I think, is one of the things they really, really want to keep under wraps. So, I am going to file an opposition, or at least I hope I will. I'm trying to get it done while I'm doing all of this. I've got a little bit of time left, but that's the plan. But I'm not really sure. It makes sense for me to file the opposition. I mean, it's kind of, yeah. And the reason why I say it, I'm not sure it makes sense, is that I already ordered the transcript. And I already have it. I did a whole video reviewing the transcript. Now, one of the concerns that Proven Industries has is they've said, listen, we are very concerned that people will take statements out of context from this transcript and they will use it to incite further harassment. So they're incredibly concerned about out of context statements. Now, the transcript itself is 126 pages, I think it is. I'm just going from memory. I don't have it in front of me, because my tech setup here is awful. And also the dry hotel air is doing horrible things to my hair. But the main point is the tech. So Now, I can see Proven Industries' point that they don't want people using out of context things, but it's going to be hard not to take some stuff out of context when you're talking about 126 pages. And really, I can only think of one solution for Proven Industries' problem with the out of context stuff. So, I've got a link below with all of the currently not sealed but requested to be sealed documents, including the transcript, which is not currently available on courtlistener.com. It cost me like $200, I think it was, but you know, link, there's no paywall on the link, it's just a link. So now you'll have the full context and nobody can accuse me of quoting it out of context, because you can check the full context and see, like, hey, was I misleading in some way? Was I deceptive or dishonest? So, full context. You're welcome. Somehow I don't think they're going to send me a Christmas card. Now, if Proven Industries does get the sealing order, I don't think the sealing order technically affects me, but I will respect the sealing order by removing the stuff if they get an order saying that it's got to be sealed. So, and now that sealing order would last for, they've asked for 90 days, but after 90 days, you wouldn't need me. It would just be on the website, so all good. So, yeah. Proven Industries finally made the right call on this one. I think maybe this could be the first step towards rebuilding their brand identity and some sort of useful thing. But I doubt it. I mean, I suspect they're just going to keep on digging. And, yeah. Proven Industries, not really making the best decisions. Now, as much as, that's unfortunate for me, good for them. And if they want, like, advice on how to rebuild their reputation, they can feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to help out, and I won't even charge them. I'm just kind of disappointed in this whole thing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this to be interesting or educational. I know a motion or like a notice of voluntary dismissal is not the most exciting thing, but I had a lot of people asking me to comment on it, so we're commenting on it. Yeah. I got to decide whether I'm filing that notice of voluntary dismissal. It's kind of, or sorry, not the notice, the opposition. I got to decide whether I'm opposing it. It's a lot of work. And I got other things to do, but maybe we'll do it anyway because it's not, like, if I do it, it's not for me. It's for the fact that there's other people out there who might, want to have access, and really the notion of public access to documents, freedom, the First Amendment, even though I'm, here in Canada. All of those good things. I'm not really protecting my First Amendment rights because I'm a Canadian. I don't know that I have them. That's an interesting constitutional question that I have not delved into enough yet. But if I have them, then they should be protected. But also, the rest of all of the Americans watching this have a First Amendment interest in receiving this kind of information, which has been supported by U.S. courts. So, yep. Anyway, that's about it. Normally I have a Patreon read here and a crawl. I've got a link to the Patreon in the description below, but I don't have access to my Patreon while I'm traveling. I didn't bring the security key and so forth that I need to get in, so none of that. And I also didn't bring the little clip that would run after this, so there's no Patreon anything on this one. My apologies to all the supporters. But all the buttons below are good. Like, subscribe, etc. Thank you for watching. I hope this is armed with knowledge. See you next time.